Cipta. Hello all the participants. I hope that you already made the test. And then, okay, let's begin the lecture for today's. I was given by the committee to share about the current state of the battery research in Indonesia. But before that, I want to introduce about what is the NBRI. So I'm the founder of the National Battery Research Institute. Yes. Well, we have a dream in the future. Who knows? We have the campus of the National Battery Research Institute. And then, everybody has to have a dream. Yes, this is one of also the dream. Can you hear the sound?
No, Prof.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have to back again to stop and share. Okay, I have to share sound. Excuse me. Okay. Did you hear? Do you hear?
Yes, Prof. We can hear you.
Okay, so you have seen that, that is our vision, the futures. What is the National Battery Research Institute? Actually, this has been a long time as a consortium of the battery research in Indonesia. We started since 2012, I think, so this is we have the government support, and we want to gather also the manufacturing, the enterprise, the pilot plant factory. So we know what is the problem in industry. This is the platform for the research. And then you are here now. There are almost 50 participants, some from university, some from R&D, some from industry that we gather. Yeah, of course, we have to work together with academic and institution, yes, and then and where I am to contribute to the overall research capacity and training environment in Indonesia in battery research. So we want to bring together scientists and industry partner on research project to reduce battery cost, weight, and volume, to improve performance and reliability, and develop whole life strategy, including recycle and reuse. So we are the platform. So we are supported by the Global Challenge Research Fund. This is one of the also the program of the GCRF, where we collaborated with the Queen Mary University in October 2019 with Professor Alandru to establish the Battery Research Institute. So this is we benchmark to the Faraday Institution in UK. So we almost 1.5 years, and then Professor Alandru as our co-founder of the National Battery Research Institute. He will welcome you, the participant, in the afternoon, because the time difference is 6 hours. So NBRI legally established in 17 December 2020 as Center Excellent Innovation on Battery and Renewable Energy. So this is in Indonesia, foundation is Yayasan Pusat Unggulan Inovasi Baterai dan Energi Terbarukan, because we want to help the Indonesian capacity, to build not only the research activity, but also the most important is the human resources. So most of the NBRI team are millennial, except me. So NBRI welcome all of you to be the member, to become a part of the NBRI from all over the institution and industry. So this is what the different. Yes, I'm Batan can be NBRI, but not everybody can be also a Batan. So it is others. We have also some student from ITB, University of Indonesia, from Diponegoro, from Unpad, from STTN, and etc. Yeah. Okay. I think. The National Battery Research Institute is the Indonesia Independent Institute for Electrochemical Energy Storage and Skill Development. My name is Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini, founder of the National Battery Research Institute, and also the president of the Material Research Society of Indonesia. So the NBRI aim to contribute the overall research and training capacity environment in Indonesia. That is, we want to gather the battery stakeholder from industry, researcher, and also from the government level, so we can be independent in energy. So we have the vision of how to help for Indonesia to be independent in energy. So we are rich with local resources. But unfortunately, up to now, we still depend on the other country. So the NBRI come to contribute the nation. So in terms of to provide several activities, yeah. So we have vision. Our vision, the long vision, is to make Indonesia having the manufacture on battery manufacturers using locally resource. And the others, we have also the several milestone, yeah, that we want to have the center of the testing laboratory, because the standardization in the battery is very, very important. Our goal is this: we have a platform that coming from all over the stakeholder, the institution, yeah. And the most important, also we have to prepare of the human resources. Yeah, the human resources that and the knowledge is very, very important in this sense. So Indonesia also have the bonus of the demography. There are a lot of millennials, but we have to educate them. We have to train them. Yeah. About this energy storage, about the local resources, about the vision, and also about the battery itself. So this is also one of the mission of the NBRI. We want to give the program for the internship for them, to educate them. Yeah, we can give the skill, also the vocational student. Yeah, so we want to have that in the future, the electric vehicle or the energy storage will be applied in all the Indonesia area. We do the FGD, focus group discussion. So we make this, there is a topic that we have to discuss, for example, standardization, about electric vehicle, about the transportation. So we know from the first hand what is going on, yes. We have to do also what is the current state of the technology in battery all over the world. So we make the lecture, yeah, and where I lecture to provide the most current state technology by inviting the famous lecture from, for example, we invite from UK, from also from Australia, invite from USA, and then we already invited also from Canada. The others that we, because NBRI is mostly to provide also for the millennials, so we give a chance for the student or a fresh graduate who have the same dream, the same vision, also to give the millennials.
Hello. We do apologize for the technical issues. Maybe we will wait for Prof. Effie to reconnect to the Zoom meeting. Halo, Prof.
Prof. Evie, you are still
Halo,
mute.
Prof. Effie. Oh, halo, Prof. Effie, you are still mute.
Okay, sorry for the internet connection. No, it's okay.
Okay. We
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Hello?
hear you clearly, Prof. Halo, halo.
Hello?
Halo.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but
Hello?
am I audible to you, Prof? Halo, Prof. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you, but can you hear us?
Okay. May I continue the sharing session? Yes.
Okay. Just continue. The time is yours.
Hello? Sinta?
Yes, Prof. You are audible for us.
Sinta?
Yes, Prof. Prof. Evie, am I audible to you?
Hello?
Yes, Prof.
Something wrong with Okay. Okay. Next, we continue that as before that we have already also meet the new head of BRAIN, and then to show to introduce both the NBRI. Well, we give the program, and then we collaborate with BRAIN. And then this is our benchmark, the Faraday Institution, the Silicon Valley, the UK Industrial Science Center. So we have that, we can collaborate that with industry, and also, yeah, encouraging many new incubator, and the result from the research that can be upgraded to become the industry. This is our milestone. Then beside the training and certification, we want to have also international collaboration, and then incubator when possible, and then kind of the university of the renewable. Yeah, of course, the future, the independent in manufacture by local resources. This is the first meeting with our co-founder, and we have also tried to make the provide all the industry facility manufacture Indonesia in the map, yeah, one and better one map. So I hope that you all will be here, and then all the expert or the who like to work on battery renewable EV can be together here. Yeah, we make the also this platform, yes, mapping, and then also with the other institution. This is the coming event. Please come and join for the conference that we will have more than 100 submission, but of course we are limited also with the space, but we'll have the more than 10, more than 20 speakers from more than 10 countries. Okay, yeah. Coming that this is the most important why we need to study about the battery, not only the battery. Actually, this is the climate change problem with Paris Climate Agreement. So the President Jokowi make the new prayer press number 55 2019. So this is why all of us we need to understand about this. Yeah, from there that. We have to have the electric vehicle in 2030, which is 60% based on local resources. Yeah. Okay. My lecture today, current state of battery research in Indonesia. Yeah. Okay. Why important? Yes, that's of course the battery very important. So this is I show one of the video again taken during the Hospitech Innovation Festival. No song. Nama saya Evi Kartini, saya Profesor Riset dari Badan Tenaga Nuklir Nasional. Baterai lithium ini intinya terdapat bahan katoda, ya katoda itu positif, di mana kita nanti mengcoating materialnya katoda itu yang mengandung lithium di aluminium foil, kemudian yang anodanya dari grafit itu ada di copper foil, ya. Kenapa revolusi baterai lithium ini bisa menggantikan baterai-baterai lainnya? Karena spesifik energi yang tinggi, dia lebih ringan, jauh lebih ringan dibandingkan dengan lead acid. Itu mungkin kelebihan daripada penelitian dan penemuan inovasi kami. Nah, selain dari itu, baterai ini ketika jadi satu baterai ini mengandung lithium dan kapasitasnya itu sekitar 3,2 volt dan kapasitas 1 ampere hour, ya bisa sampai 3 ampere hour. Kemudian dengan 3 volt sampai 4 volt, ya tergantung materialnya. Kemudian kalau kita membutuhkan kapasitas yang lebih tinggi, kita bisa untuk menjalankan sepeda listrik, ya. Sepeda listrik contohnya kita membutuhkan daya sekitar 48 volt, ya, 48 volt dengan 30 Ah seperti itu. Jadi caranya bagaimana? Kita harus membuat rangkaian seri untuk mendapatkan voltasenya lebih tinggi. Nah, dari bentuk seperti inilah kita mempunyai kapasitas baterai yang bisa diaplikasikan. Jadi kalau untuk kendaraan listrik tinggal kita outputnya berapa voltasenya, berapa kapasitasnya, ya. Bisa bayangkan kalau kita menggunakan untuk contohnya ini digunakan kami desain untuk PJU, penerangan jalan umum, di mana diisi dengan energi matahari, ya. Pada siang hari 12 jam diisi ke baterai ini, kemudian pada malam hari digunakan, sehingga kita tidak perlu bayar listrik. Kita menggantikan yang ada di pasaran sekarang. Kebanyakan di pasaran menggunakan baterai lead acid seperti ini. Bayangkan besarnya juga sudah jauh lebih kecil, lebih ringan, dan ini berat sekali. Ini beratnya 16 kilo dan ini beratnya 2 kilo. Jadi dari segi size lebih kecil, dari segi kapasitas jauh lebih besar, kemudian ini kita bisa gunakan sampai lebih dari 2 tahun sampai 5 tahun, sedangkan ini kita hanya cukup 1 tahun sudah tidak bisa kita gantikan. We are not alone, but we are together to bring up our nation to become different. Oke, jadi ini penting tadi sudah saya gambarkan about the research, basic research on the battery. Okay, so the battery are core technology to realize the energy transition and broaden energy access around the world. So if we talk about the battery not only Indonesia problem, this is the world problem. Yes, the vision of sustainable battery value chain 2030 from World Economic Forum. So this is discussed among the presidents or the ministers all over the world. Yes, because it will reduce the decarbonization through the electrification. Yes, when you say electrification, the EV and also the renewable, you need the battery as and the energy storage. Yes, why it is important? As I mentioned, the lithium battery used in all daily life, from a very small capacity, from mobile phone, from laptop, until the power tool, medical equipment, e-bike, UPS, until electric vehicle. And now we use also as energy storage in for storage system. Yeah, so this is very important. If one day we black out with PLN, so no problem, as long as we have the mobile phone. But if I said that one day without lithium battery, everything will shut down. Okay, so the global battery demand in application always increasing. Yeah, so within 10 years, that it will increase about 19 to 22 times. So it means that we have to be ready. Yeah, the most is in electric mobility, but also the energy storage and consumer electronic. Yeah. And then how about if we increase the battery application, especially in industry and then transportation, so it means we reduce the carbon dioxide. Yeah, so we support the climate change agreement, and also we support of course the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah, for the poverty, clean energy, clean water, etc. Yeah, so it means that we help also the poor people. Yeah, without if we use the battery, yeah, as our daily life. Yeah. Okay, so this is the battery enable the decarbonization of road transport. Yes, and then once it increasing, it decreasing the carbon dioxide. So this is really very important for the world. Yeah. So what are important to be things? Also the mining, yes, refining, the active material, the cell, the pack, and the recycle also important. So this is the whole we call the circular economy. Yeah, once we have this, and then we can reuse and recycle, so the economy will grow. Yeah. Industry will grow, and then of course the prosperity of the people also will increase. Yeah. How about the lithium ion battery itself? Yeah, of course in detail will be given by the other lecturers, but so we see it here. If we have the for example 18650 a commercial, for example like this, you can see that 18 is millimeter diameter, and 65 is the 650 is 6.5 centimeter the height. So it should be the same in the volume, but you can see here the capacity different. Yeah, there is 3,500, 4,200, 5,000, even 6,800. Even here, Mr. Henry, 12,000. Which one is the right one? So this is very important. So this is our spread out in the market in Indonesia, but we don't know. Yeah, this is wrong. Okay, so therefore we have to understand what is inside, what is the capacity. Otherwise, the consumer will be will buy something that they don't understand. Yeah, it's fake. Yeah, so so we have to thank to this guy, Professor John Goodenough. He is one of the Nobel Prize in lithium battery in 2019. So I was fortunate to meet him in 2015 in Colorado. He was 92 years old at that time, maybe 97. Yeah, no, it's 100 years old. Yeah, finally he got the Nobel Prize with the others. Professor Whittingham, the idea of the making this material, the cathode material, lithium cobalt oxide, and then Professor Goodenough make it in the system, and also for Akiro Yoshino make it happen. Yes, because he is the practitioner. Yeah, so through their work, they have created the right condition for wireless fossil fuel free society. So brought the greatest benefit to humankind. So we have to thank, yeah. So we would like to invite one of them. Maybe they can give the lecture even virtually for our next conference. So why is lithium? This is the question. Because the lithium is the lightest solid element in the world. Yes, the lightest. Before this, we have the hydrogen, yes, deuterium, but the solid one is the lithium. But lithium ion, the lithium is very reactive. With three atom here, the outer atom here, the like to spell out, like to go out. Yes. So once the lithium atom become spell one of the electron, it become lithium plus and one electron. Okay. So this is lithium plus lithium ions will go inside the cathode and anode. Yeah, so therefore the name is the ionic conductivity, ionic transport, not electronic. The electronic is outside of the system, yeah, outside. So once the lithium come to become electron, ion, the ion come here, but the electron come outside, and we have the current. So if you have the current, and then you have also the different potential, yes, or the voltage between positive and negative, and then this current time to voltage become the power. So this is actually a simple idea, yeah. But what make different is the material, yeah. The lithium coming from the lithium all in the cathode actually, yeah. So but the anode, currently the anode from the graphite, yeah, the anode does not have the lithium, but the anode accept the lithium during charge. Yes, so it's like the intercalation process, but during discharge it will come back again to the cathode. But once that's coming to become plus, and then here the current collector, the aluminum current collector, so, and then you can charge the battery, or you can discharge using the device. So how much is the capacity? The capacity depending on how many of the lithium become the electron. Yeah, the capacity depending on the electron coming out from the battery. Yeah, so this will make the difference. Every material, yes, like material containing nickel, phosphate, they have different number, they have different system, they have different structure of the lithium inside, the capacity. Therefore, that you have to understand. Yeah, I hope that you will study this soon. Okay, how about the market? The market price, that we hope that the market of the lithium will decrease the price, because the most expensive part of the car is the battery. Yeah, but nowadays, since a lot of giga manufacturers of the battery manufacturer all over the world, so the price decreasing. Once it get to $100 per kilowatt hour, so we may have the electric vehicle also cheaper. Yeah, I think it will be affordable. But this time it's electric vehicle more than 500,000 rupiah, Indonesian rupiah. Okay, so this is of course lithium ion battery pack increase. It means that yeah, but the price we hope will decrease. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is, I already mentioned that different. Okay. But later on, this is the price. We hope that it can be comparable with other type of the battery. How about the Indonesia? Yeah, Indonesia. This is before I saw that in the world they have LG Chem, Tesla, Foxconn, BYD, all over the world. Yeah, but Indonesia as the fourth largest population in the world, and then the largest consumer of the battery in Asia, Indonesia actually should have the you should have the battery factory, because otherwise we just the user, we have just consume. But we are rich, we can have the technology, we have to make it happen. Yeah, we are so Prof. Jokowi, Mr. Jokowi as the president make this regulation that 35%, 80% in 2025 for four-wheel for the electric vehicle should be locally content. Yeah. So, but if half of them is the battery, so it means that the battery should be from the local. So this is the reason. Yeah. So they don't want to make the PH3, but directly to battery electric vehicle, which is fully electric vehicle. So yeah. This is I mentioned in the conference 2 years ago that important in Indonesia to have the Indonesia on the battery manufacture. But what is the transition currently in the world? Yeah, actually the gasoline will end. The era of the gasoline using the fossil fuel will be ending. Yeah, it will be replaced by the nickel. Why? Okay, we'll see. Yes, why? In the future, if you go to the what's the SPB, what is the for station? Yeah, not you don't buy the gasoline, but you charge your car. Yeah, so this is will be the transition. Will be disruption and but transition. Yeah, so what you need is the electricity. Yeah, what you need is the electricity. The car will contain with the battery pack and also the charging station. I hope also from the battery also as the energy storage. Okay. Okay. Here, if you see the car, 35% battery pack. Okay. Yeah. As the key advantage for BEV in manufacture. So it's mean that if you replace the combustion engine with EV, 50%, okay, you still have the motor, yeah, the power, etc. But this is 35%, and then 15% is the electric motor and the battery. Yeah, so you can imagine how important the battery in this industry. Yeah, if you open the car, they are containing 7,000 cells. Yeah, this is Tesla car, 7,000 cells of the 18650. So this will be arranged, either serial or parallel to get more power, yes, capacity and also voltage. Yeah, then the module will be stacked again to become the pack and use the BMS. So this is actually the battery in the car containing small battery. Yeah, so it means that you have to understand each battery. Yeah, what is in each battery containing. Yeah, if we open the 18650 here, yes, so the battery in case you open and it's containing, consists of the anode. Yeah, the anode is from copper with the graphite and the separator and the electrolyte to make it move, the ion move, and also the cathode, the positive, that the aluminum foil and then coated by the cathode. Yeah, so this is all the containing. Yeah, as I mentioned, this is the for the positive cathode, 31% of the battery containing of the cathode. So it is very important. Yeah, the car 35% containing battery. The battery most 30% consists of the cathode. What is in the cathode? Yes, the lithium itself here, but only 7%. So the cathode is different. Okay, yeah, depending on what is the material contribute to the cathode. Yeah, for example, lithium, nickel, cobalt, alumina. Yeah, we call it NCA. So it has the specific energy high, but the cost very expensive, and specific power good. Yes, but the safety also less. Yeah, so the battery have their own performance, but of course this will be used for the car. Yeah, for example, Tesla use the NCA. How about the NCM or NMC? Yeah, the specific energy high, the cost is better, yes, cheaper than NCA. The specific power not as good, but it's good, still good. Yeah, not as good as NCA, but the safety also just medium. Yeah, in comparable to lithium iron phosphate. Lithium iron phosphate, the specific energy half of the nickel, the nickel rich material. Yeah, but the cost it's also cheaper, but the performance and safety, long life is LFP. So before you decide what you want to make, whether you want to make for the mobile or for the storage. The storage, you can use this even twice heavier, but because it just stay. But for the mobility, it is better to use the high-risk nickel. Yeah, so this is, for example, the company like Bolt using NMC, Leaf using Nissan, LMO, NMC, and BYD mostly the LFP. So what is the trending for the future? Yeah, the trending is the future is the manufacturers mostly going to 811. Yeah, what does mean the 811? 80% of the nickel, 10% mangan, 10% cobalt. So this is the trend, yeah. So it means that this is will be the future. Of course, the 622 also is still used, and then it depending what is the application. But for electric vehicle, going to 811. So here's the 811. It means that 80% nickel, yeah, 10% mangan, 10% cobalt. Yeah, so LFP is the iron here, and then the phosphorus here, the phosphate. Yeah, okay.
Hai Sobat Iptek, tahu kan kalau dunia akan terus berkembang dan berinovasi? Contohnya kendaraan kita yang kini masih menggunakan bensin yang akan habis, sehingga akan berkembang menjadi kendaraan listrik yang bersumber energi terbarukan listrik agar lebih efisien, mengurangi efek rumah kaca, bahkan emisi karbon sebanyak 43% dibanding mobil biasa. Hebat kan? Semua ada berkat komponen utamanya untuk menyimpan energi, yaitu baterai litium. Baterai litium adalah baterai dengan emisi besar dan bobot yang ringan. Dibanding baterai biasanya, baterai litium dapat dicas sehingga banyak dipakai di barang elektronik sehari-hari. Ada 3 komponen, anoda, katoda, dan separator. Kandungan tertingginya di katoda yaitu nikel, mangan, dan kobalt. Tapi nikel lah yang bisa menyimpan energi terbanyak sehingga jadi unsur utama pada baterai litium dengan rasio terbanyak 80%. Negara kita sangat beruntung karena ternyata Indonesia adalah sumber nikel terbesar di dunia. Harusnya bisa membuat industri dan mengolah material nikel menjadi baterai litium sendiri. Sayangnya Indonesia belum ada wadah bagi para ahli untuk bersatu dan membuat teknologi yang bisa mewujudkan itu. Maka Menristek menugaskan Ibu Evi untuk memimpin riset mengenai baterai litium dan materialnya yang dilakukan di Puspiptek. Ibu Evi telah menekuni teknologi dan material nuklir selama 30 tahun. Kini Ibu Evi menjadi Presiden MRSI, INSS juga mendirikan NBRI. Ketiga organisasi ini saling melengkapi dalam riset pembuatan teknologi yang dapat mengolah nikel dan bahan baku lainnya menjadi baterai litium. MRSI fokus meneliti material seperti nikel dalam pembuatan baterai, NBRI meneliti pembuatan baterai yang efektif, dan INSS fokus mengembangkan teknologi nuklir untuk membaca kerja litium dalam baterai. Ketiganya, selain bertujuan memajukan penelitian, juga menjadi wadah bagi para ahli di Indonesia untuk terus bekerja sama mengembangkan inovasi teknologi energi di Indonesia. Dengan kayanya sumber daya alam dan kemampuan mengembangkan teknologi sendiri, Indonesia akan menjadi negara yang independen dan inovatif. Hai Sobat.
Okay. This is the last maybe introduction about so we have nickel, yeah. Why the other country want to have Indonesia? Because we are rich in nickel. Why? 25 to 40% from the price of the EV is from the battery, and then 48 to 60% is the battery lithium and from the nickel. So nickel is make the vital role of the development of the EV. Yeah. So Indonesia rich of the nickel. Yes, that is the first in the world. So we are rich, so we have to have the technology how to process and to become independent. Yeah. So I met this the ministers, and then went to Morowali to see. So the nickel become the steel, which is high containing nickel. Yeah, but the nickel ore that less 1.7%, it can be used for the battery. Yeah. So yeah, this is the smelter for HPAL. Yeah, there are many. I have been to Morowali and also in Banten. Yeah, close to us. And then in SPAL, they produce also for the low containing nickel less than 1.7% to become the sulfate. Yeah, at that time I have not understood yet. Yeah, so because they will also take this to China. Yeah, I think we have to study how to process this, to find the technology so it become we can process in Indonesia. Yeah, so we have to make in Indonesia. So it means that we have to have the strategic. Yeah, I was assigned by the minister research, but no, maybe the brain to coordinate this research. Yes, starting from the ore to become the nickel matte and MHP that will be conducted by the BPPT group, and then from the nickel matte to become MHP to become sulfate will be conducted by the ITB. And then the mangan ore to become sulfate will be conducted by the ITB, LIPI Lampung, and then lithium from brine to become lithium carbonate will be conducted by LIPI, material and physics. And of course, we need to have also the making the precursor plant, yes, and to become the cathode material. So this is conducted in our workshop in Techno. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually if you have the lateral ore, you have to make a process and then become MHP and then leaching, and then there is nickel and cobalt. For the detail, you should come to the conference. Yeah, there will be Professor Zaki who will introduce you about this. Yeah, okay. Of course, if you have that, these three, sulfate, cobalt sulfate, mangan sulfate that we expected coming from our nickel ore, so it means that this local content is really increase. Yeah. So what we will make? We will make the precursor. Yeah. This is the holding. The battery holding have this their supply chains from the nickel ore to become cobalt, battery precursor, cathode, etc. Yeah. So this is the process that we make. We make a mini pilot plant. Yes, that's as one of the program of PRN. We produce 1 kilogram per batch. Yeah, so I think this is the technology. Now we know about the technology, and then yes, this is the final. The BUMN finally hope to make the IBC. Then we will support. We will collaborate with the battery holding in Indonesia. Maybe that my presentation. I think yeah. So we have the collaboration also with MindID to discuss what's going on. I think, yeah, Cipta, I think that's my lecture.
Okay.
Yeah, we can open for the discussion.
Okay,
Thank you.
Prof.